All right, yeah, sorry about that. This is gonna be the part two, because YouTube doesn't let me do like more than 15 minutes. So, anyways, so after the La La Land episode, um, the the one where Stalking tries to go get sweets, and that one was pretty good too. And I do like the ending of that episode. The ending of that, I thought that was really funny. But I don't know, it felt kind of like similar in style or similar in vein to that of the one where freaking Boba Fett shows up in the samurai one, uh, the dojo one, the dojo episode. Yeah, I don't know. It felt kind of similar vibes. And the other thing too, I did notice, I feel like there was 3 or 4 times where Chuck gets electrocuted, in front of the church, that were really the same. I'm like, I felt like they reused assets or something. Like I don't know. Uh, I don't know. I kind of wish they would try not to use the same assets if they are, and just try to give us a little more variation if they. Because I felt like there was 3 or 4 times where I swear I had like a deja vu moment, and I'm like, dude, have I seen this episode already? Have I not seen this episode already? You know. Anyways, moving on. After the dojo one, the next episode I really did like it, and this episode was the Home Alone parody, where the boys are trying to find what their weaknesses are from the girls. And I thought that one was really, I thought that was really funny, and just like the typical like cartoon trope of if you're wearing the same outfit as the main character, then you automatically are the main character. That whole trope, I thought that was pretty funny. It was really stupid, but really funny. And then after that, for me, a real heavy hitter of an episode, the 666 candle episode, the one where it's about the birthdays. Nisok's birthday, and this is the episode that's like, it's super heartfelt and it's just super charming, and then you get to know more about the demon sisters and like what they've gone through and like how they've been living together and stuff like that. For me, I thought this episode was really good, and then to see Scanty and Nisox when they're younger, that was really cute and like really adorable. I did see that there is can badges of Nisox in that scene, where they're together at the house, and I thought that was a really good can badge for sure. Just seeing her younger self and just how cute and adorable she is, and how like how nice they are to each other. And again, it's such a good differentiating part. They're supposed to be demons, but yet they're more respectful and they're better and like nicer and everything than freaking Panty and Stocking, which is super funny. Oh man, freak. Which one was this one? I think this was like that zombie alien one. Yeah, that one was I. That one was kind of weird and like kind of confusing. Was the aliens kind of zombie alien thing? I don't know. I feel like they moved too fast through it. Um, yeah, that one was kind of weird, but I think that was the Twilight Zone, which was good. I really did like that, how they did the whole Twilight Zone like opening. Was it that episode? Let me double check. I forgot, but don't quote me on that one. But when they do okay, no, I think it is. Yeah, that whole episode like starts off the intro with a whole freak, what's it called? Twilight Zone kind of parody in the beginning, and I thought that was really cool. And I think they could like run with that further and like do more stuff like what they did, because in the part two or the part B, where they do that whole she I was gonna say Dave the Barbarian. It's not Dave, Conan the Barbarian. Conan the Barbarian, not Dave the Barbarian, but I do like Dave the Barbarian. That show was funny. They do that whole Conan the Barbarian style episode. However, it's done in a different art style with like VHS artifacts on it, with like, like the screen flicker and like the lines moving through the thing. That episode was really cool, and the designs were really freaking cool. I really did like that. Seeing Scanty and Nisox as a two-headed dragon, and in that like more like Conan the Barbarian, like medieval esque style art style. Like I want an action figure now. Like that's how much I really did like it. And then seeing Geek Boy dressed up as Princess Leia. Oh man, seeing Geek Boy dressed up as Princess Leia had me rolling. Like when he's trying to run away and seeing him, I thought that was really funny. And then of course seeing Stalking as like a little dragon, kind of like sidekick. I liked her design a lot. And then of course of course in that episode when she gets it gets brutally murdered. I thought that episode was really cool. There is not much that there's like not much talking at all, so it's like a lot of like stuff happening and a lot of stuff going on and like a whole journey that Stocky's going through. And so this is of course a completely different like alternate universe or like whatever is going on in this whole Twilight Zone, because the Twilight Zone, like, and then you're watching the TV. That's what you're supposed to be. That's what supposedly you're watching, right, in that episode. Um, but yeah, the animation style and like the art was just so freaking cool, and then having the screen overlays and like the static effect and all that stuff. Like, I want more of that. That having that like that taste of that in that episode, and then having the comic book episode, really reminds me of like season one when they did the whole Transformers, and how that one was kind of more so in a different animation style and like different stuff going on. Not entirely, but it was different. I really want them to do more of that stuff, but I know if they do, then we might like more people might want more episodes or more continuations of that story. Which in the comic book one, they did kind of hint and tease that there was going to be more to the comic book one, because there's an alternate Panty out there now, because there is an end credit scene in that episode. So they could have multiple like timeline stories like in the background, like every other episode or every now and then when they want to touch on this story. Like that would be pretty cool. Just having random background stories that have nothing to do with the main plot, but different, stuff going on here and there, whatever. But yeah, that episode was really freaking cool. Lord of the Cocoon the Great. That episode was really freaking cool. And then the next episode after that is a three-parter. Um, is it three parts? Yeah, ABC. Yeah, the manhole cover one. Like the opening for it is like really dumb. It's a really stupid premise, and it's a really typical like cartoon premise in the fact like falling down a hole, like pit falling into a hole, and then of course the video game references that one pretty good. It's a really stupid premise, but this one is one of the more like heartfelt episodes, and it's a really good setup without being a setup for the final episode. What happens in the final episode, in the fact that they Chuck and Brief have this moment where they become really good friends, and even though Chuck is an idiot, an absolute idiot, like when you need Chuck, he can be there for you at times, but don't count on it. Like he is still an idiot, like 100%. Um, and letting them have that connection, this episode really does set up very very well for the final episodes. And I really did like this episode. The premise is very stupid, of course, but yeah, it's a really good heartfelt episode, and seeing them connect together is really good. Except for the ending where Chuck is an idiot and wipes his memory from it. But Chuck remembers, which is nice. Which is nice. Even though he's an idiot, it's very nice. And then after that, this one in English, and on top of that, the outfits. I really did like the outfits. I really do want figures for. I'll take both of the main girls. These outfits. I really did like the outfits a lot, because I mean it was just pretty much just references on top of reference on top of references. Um, but then Geek Boy being there and like the banter between the Demon Sisters and everything was really freaking funny for me. And then after that, episode three, part three in this freaking episode, the part C, the push episode. Um, this episode I could not stop. The freaking going back in time to get Hanakaneko, Hollow Kitty fixed up, and then that causes a completely different chain of events with like Terminator level threats and stuff like that. Oh my gosh, that episode was so funny. And in English, that episode shines extremely well. And oh man, I'm sorry, but I could not hold myself with that episode. That episode just got me going, and even though it's short, it packs so much like action and comedy in that episode. It was really freaking good. Uh and of course, yeah, yeah. And I think that's it. Hold on, let me double check. Okay, dokie. And so hopefully with the last 5 minutes of this, I can try to get the last episodes. So weirdly enough, the finale is the two episodes because you need both episodes. However, it's split up into two episodes each, so it's four episodes. However, the first episode is kind of a setup, um, which is interesting, but there is like a timeline to it in a way, where this episode is Christmas, and then these episodes are New Year's, um, and of course the Christmas one, I thought it was cute. Just shows the Demon Sisters being nice, but really not much substance to it. Some good references here and there, and some good like art like things here and there. But then when you get into the last three episodes, that's where like that is pretty much the ending. You need all three of those episodes, but you still need this episode to lay up into these episodes. Uh, it's so this episode is the story that moves stuff along, and then this kind of goes on. Anyways, I was really shocked when I saw the parents because they finally showed the parents because in season one, they got saved by their mom, and so I was a little bit disappointed at first, but then when I realized like how the mom was or whatever, like how a part of her was real, because I remember in season one, all you see is the real legs and the torso coming down and like smashing corset or whatever, and like that's all you saw. So like I thought everybody in heaven was gonna be real, but no, it's just her. It's just that. It's just her like her torso and her legs that were real. I thought that was pretty funny, and I think the mom looked pretty freaking cool. Where she was a mix of like Galactus or Galactica, I guess, and Ultraman. I thought that was pretty cool. Then the dad was just like it's just like whatever kind of a dad. He reminded me a lot of the king from Legend of Zelda, and yeah, and then seeing the brother, aka their uncle, the dad of the twins, um, that was pretty cool. Seeing him and then realizing that he has real arms. So I think that's how they're gonna differentiate it. Is like those like upper angels and stuff like that have only a part of them real in that comic book art style or whatever that they did. Um, and then of course like I don't know. This is kind of where I'm like, I thought the ending was okay. I wasn't too impressed by the ending. There was some good parts, but of course they ended up defeating him with friendship and family, which was okay. I thought that was pretty good. I mean, like when they were like the F in fuck stands for family. I thought that was pretty funny, and there is some pretty notable, pretty funny parts overall. However, I don't know. It's like the last like big thing I saw from Trigger was Gridman, and I don't know. Maybe part of me was wanting a big crazy ending like that. Um, I don't know. Like I felt like the ending could have been better. Uh, there was some good fighting. There was some good story. There was some good parts here and there. But like I'll just say it was like good overall. Not like my favoriteest episodes, but good overall. And of course, like the cliffhanger ending, like I was like, what? But I mean, if you're a fan of like Geek Boy and stuff like that, then oh yeah, I could totally see some of my friends absolutely loving the ending. But I thought it was pretty good, and they already teased the next season, so like I'm not worried about anything that much. So yeah, so I thought the ending was good. Could have been better. The cliffhanger I think was pretty dang good. I think I liked the cliffhanger a little bit more, just 'cause I want to know more and everything. But yeah, kind of what I thought about everything. So yeah, that's all I got for that one. So thanks for watching.